Please remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. In my experience, there is no past, there is no future. Everything simply is.
Fall of 2022, Treasury published a series of reports in response to President Biden's executive order. The Financial Stability Oversight Council, which the Secretary of the Treasury chairs, published a report just this last October that examined the potential financial stability implications of crypto asset activities. As you know, crypto has been in the news time and time again, and I just want to share that I am on the board of Ripple. Ripple is XRP.
Rosie Rios consistently conflates XRP and Ripple. Ripple executives will go out of their way to tell you they have a digital asset called XRP, and Ripple is the company. Rosie is a dear friend of Gary Gensler and works closely with regulators. She knows the importance of separating the digital asset and the business. However, time after time she conflates the two. This means she has a high level of confidence that nothing will come from the SEC. She signed $100 bills as the 43rd treasurer. She's dear friends with Janet Yellen. She knows the key players in Washington.
Gary Gensler is our new SEC chair, who I've known forever, is a dear friend, and I think he is the right person.
Former Treasurer Rosie Rios, welcome back to Treasury.
Rosie is juiced into politics. Gary Gensler wants a job at the Treasury. I'm sure Rosie could help him in his career. And I'm sure the opposite is true too. Does Gary really want to make waves?
And so when people ask me the question, why did you join the board of Ripple? I joined the board of Ripple because XRP serves a purpose. It's a function that facilitates cross-border payments. It's not some store of value, kind of arbitrary value that is not pegged to anything. This is actually what legitimate financial institutions use.
She joined the Ripple board because XRP has utility. It's what legitimate financial institutions use. It's not a subjective store of value. It's useful for cross-border payments.
Specifically for cross-border payments. So instead of days and dollars, it's seconds and cents. And that is the future, in my opinion. And again, this is a function. So this utility piece, when it comes to crypto, is very, very important.
The future of commerce runs on crypto. Blockchain, and specifically crypto, are open blockchains, meaning anyone can use them and the people govern them to make sure that they're honest. Public blockchains allows anyone to issue value on them. The asset on a blockchain, whether that be a real estate, the Mona Lisa, fiat, equity, can move the way information does at the speed of the internet.
Again, there's no doubt in my mind that digital assets are becoming mainstream. Absolutely no doubt. And for me, it is that underlying technology that's important. It is blockchain. So, of course, we all know what blockchain is. And blockchain is not going away anytime soon. In my opinion, it absolutely is the future of commerce. Whether it is real estate, whether it is art, whether it is NFTs, it is absolutely here to stay. And so it's very, very important for the administration to get this right.
Commerce or trade will change. We're currently running on legacy banking that takes days, weeks, or months to clear value. This is a significant tax in fees and time. When value moves at the speed of the internet, trade is going to increase. That means more goods and services quicker and cheaper. That's what wealth is. The world will become more wealthier when value is efficient. Rosie realizes this and wants to work with Ripple. What does she really get out of being a board member? She might get some XRP or a paycheck, but she's tying her name to crypto, which has a nasty stigma to it. If anything were to ever happen to XRP or crypto in general, she would lose a lot of respect. She's taking on risk just by being a board member, but her words are concise and confident. It's about utility. She says XRP is Ripple. We are told XRP is a scam coin and it's just going to be used to fund a business that has zero plans to use XRP. Rosie disagrees. The former U.S. Secretary Treasury is making this speech in front of India's politicians. The speech sounds like one of us talking about XRP. It's all about utility.
It will take some time, and obviously what we experienced with FTX is just the beginning. Unfortunately, the FTX debacle really put the antenna up, the radar up on what to expect in the future, and I think there's going to be a lot more caution. And look, we shouldn't let one person in what has been considered kind of an unregulated industry take the fall for everyone. This is, in every industry, whether you're regulated or not, there will always be bad actors. But unfortunately, in this case, because crypto is still very nascent, it'll absolutely kind of pause a lot more in terms of how to approach this the right way. As you heard the minister say, there's no doubt in my mind that innovation should not be stymied by regulation. Absolutely not. But there is a way that, in my opinion, that regulators can work hand in hand with the private sector. It has to happen early. It has to happen very, very.
She's in India at the GBS Economic Times Summit. This event was surrounding India's plan for a central bank digital currency. So why is she shilling XRP at this event? Here's my guess. A while back, David Schwartz also spoke at an Indian-only technology conference. Bhutan CBDC is backed by Indian rupees. Most of the large banks in India are RippleNet partners like HDFC and Yes Bank. The integrators like Tata Consulting Group has XRP integrated into their platform. There's a lot of dots surrounding XRP, ODL, RippleNet in India.
Early, if you heard me speak this morning at the Leadership Council, I talked about how important it is for the conversations to happen early and often, and they have to sustain themselves. And so, for me, I stayed in the administration as long as I did, for 8 years, because I wanted to make sure that those conversations as a senior government official start and continue through. And that's very important in any administration, is to have that stability and that consistency. And that's what I think it's going to take for the crypto market, and in this case, digital assets in general, to really take hold. But I do think there is a path forward. And I do think it is going to take, again, a lot of patience with the private sector, but I also think it's going to take a lot of interaction with the private sector. And again, from my perspective, that utility is going to be the key, not just about perceived value that's going to be up and down based on some arbitrary floating values. Utility is going to be a big part of this.
Rosie was a policymaker for 8 years. Think about everyone she must know. She's saying the conversations on the policy side are revolving around utility. It's not about being a store of value like Bitcoin. The regulators are indifferent to the idea of a store of value, but when you can offer real tangible benefits for the rest of the world, that's where crypto shines. And that's what XRP is designed to do.
And I do think, again, because a lot of this innovation is generating the jobs that it's going to take for this recovery to be on track, that the administration needs to continue to invest in this, not pull back, but invest further, invest the time and care that's going to take for the right regulations, the right bills to be introduced, and again, how these assets can be utilized to benefit all of Main Street, not just the investors, but the users themselves. And I still will continue to play a very pivotal role in this. I am absolutely engaged, again, not just on the private sector side, but on the policy side. And it is my commitment moving forward, because in my opinion, money does make the world go round, but this is really more about jobs, this is more about utility, and this is more about the future of commerce and how we think about using technology in a responsible way. Thank you.
Rosie states she's still very active on the policy side. She still has conversations with political leaders, and her input matters. It's going to take some work, but the real-world efficiencies that digital assets offer is key for this to get regulated. This speech was in front of central bankers and politicians, and she was shilling XRP to the crowd. Money makes the world go round, and Rosie knows this. That's why she's on the board of Ripple. She sees the money. Changing cross-border payments is a vast amount of wealth. The USA is going to regulate, and if they get it right, the US dollars and US denominated debt can be a cornerstone of the Internet of Value. This technology has been unleashed, and there's no putting it back. Countries can bypass the traditional rails by creating their own digital currencies. Value is becoming Internet native, and it's going to happen with or without the US. If they regulate right, the US can help shape the Internet of Value. It's funny that we're told XRP is a scam. Meanwhile, the former US Treasury is an XRP bull. We're told Ripple is just using XRP to dump on us. Meanwhile, Rosie conflates the business and the digital asset. Rosie is aware of the potential, and that's why she's telling everyone this has a future. Because it does. Incredible things can be done simply if we are committed to making them happen. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. If you want to support content like this, please consider joining my Patreon. Instead of Patreon, if you prefer, I have a site called dmjr.ghost.io. This site accepts Stripe instead of Patreon.